Lunchbox is brought to you by Grandpa's Cafe in Dania.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim sauce with the awesome bay, with shafafa on the side.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to a special breakfast edition of the Lunchbox. Today, coming to you from one of our favorite stops on the Lunchbox tour, Grampa's Bagel Cafe and Deli in Dania Beach, my former hometown, and for legal purposes, still my hometown. But Defo, I wish you were here. We got a whole nice spread of things, and I understand that you cannot eat a thing right now. What the heck is going on in your world?
I had to sit through a couple of obligations I had this morning in terms of video streaming, including this. And I have to get a blood test done. I have my physical coming up on Monday. I've been putting it off forever because I never had time to do the blood test. So right after I'm done here, I'm rolling over to Imperial Point, rolling in, rolling out, and then I'm going to stuff my face. But I did have a great meal last night, and I wanted to add to your list of key lime pie places to go for a great piece of key lime pie. I have to include the Fish Shack in Lighthouse Point has an excellent key lime pie. I don't know if you had it when you were there, but still amazing to me what they're able to do for the prices that they charge. Just a phenomenal job. The simplest and freshest presentation that you can find in seafood, and they do a great job. $26 for the seafood platter, swordfish, unreal. But the key lime pie was the capper, and it was great.
Well, we mentioned key lime pie because I posted about it this morning because part two of our doubleheader today, we're going to be doing a first-time visit to Burton's Grill and Bar in Plantation. It's part of a Massachusetts-based chain, but even though they're from Massachusetts, they make the finest key lime pie I think I've ever had in a restaurant, and that includes Joe's Stone Crab.
And they have it up there?
I posted a picture. No, I think it's a Florida-only thing. Yeah, I think they introduced it to their menu when they came to Boca Raton a couple of years ago, and now they also opened in Plantation, where we're going to be going later today. And the key lime pie they serve there, it's like this round encapsulated thing where the crust goes all the way around, and then they have this beautiful fresh whipped cream on top. I don't know about you, Defo. You team whipped cream or team meringue when it comes to key lime pie?
I'd be more inclined for the whipped cream. I don't really need either. Meringue would probably be the first thing I would scratch off.
No, I don't like meringue. I don't like it's just
on a lemon meringue pie, fantastic. On a key lime pie, I'm in on the whipped cream is great, and straight up is fine.
Yeah, and that's why I loved this rendition. And we're going to be having that later today. But I posted about it. I didn't even get to read all the comments. It seems like it's been heavily commented upon. And the one at Fish Shack, I don't know if I've ever had it. I've had it places like La Tub and Southport, and they have those like skinny little, kind of regular pie slices, which are fine. The one there at Fish Shack, was it like the perfect combination of tart and sweet, or what are you? Are you more?
It was right there. They get it from a place in the Keys that's, I guess, famous for key lime pie.
Mother something.
I'm not sure the name of the place. I'm sure there are several places in the Keys that you can get something outstanding in that regard, but. They get it straight from the Keys.
Okay, so it is not house made, which
would
be
excellent,
automatically
offering.
Qualifying from Mike
or your key lime pie competition.
Mayo, if I'm going to be judging a place that's on a product,
I'm just saying this is a good place to get a slice of key lime pie.
Sure it's fine.
I didn't necessarily check all the Mayo criteria, but you were talking about good places to go get a good slice of key lime pie. That happens to be one of them.
The way that Casablanca Cafe has an excellent key lime pie.
They do.
By our friends
at Wicked.
Sonata and Brian. Talking about house made here. I don't know if you can see. We're kind of far away today, but I got the platter of bagels, and I want to show you a comparison today because all the bagels here are made fresh in-house daily, and that's the essential when you're talking about a bagel place, a cafe, deli, like here in Dania Beach. This is the regular size bagel. You can see it's almost covering my whole face.
Yes.
But I've become more attuned to. They offer the mini bagels, which to me, Defo, it's more like the bagels we grew up with. I think like my waistline and everything, and the national deficit, bagels have expanded through the years. And it used to be like this was the size of a bagel back in the day when I was growing up. And these are the minis here. And I love them because they have a beautiful exterior crunch and perfect internal chew. The regular bagels are just bigger. And you know me, I'm trying to watch my waistline these days.
definitely.
We've seen it. We've watched it grow.
You're
In fact,
watching.
I happen to have a pretty good view of you when you got out of your car yesterday at Delaware Chicken Farm.
Yeah.
And Gene didn't help the cause any yesterday. How delicious was that stuff? That was fantastic.
We've been on a roll. We've been on a real eating.
We've been on a
binge.
Kaiser roll lately. I mean, it's been unreal.
Here he is, the man himself.
All right, Mark Freed.
And he
Excellent.
talk about shrinking. The guy, I didn't recognize him from
Yeah, you look
behind
great.
today. He was in here. They said, "Oh, Freed's right over there," and I looked around.
You look great.
and he just keeps shrinking.
Yeah, he
From the
looks
back,
good.
he looks very
At least
narrow and
someone's
trim.
keeping,
He
keeping
looks
their
like he's
waistline
ready to
trim.
step
What has he
into
been
a
juicing with
linebacker.
Ozempic? This guy? What's going on?
I don't want to make any kind of
That's
claim. I
personal.
don't. This is covered under HIPAA.
Oh, it all comes
Wait.
from Oxford.
Wait, come on down. There we go.
It's all Oxford. That's
Yeah.
all we
We'll
got.
get you
wouldn't
set
doubt
up here. Welcome back. It's always a pleasure to see you, my friend,
Hi guys.
Mark Freed. How
Mr.
are you?
Mark Freed.
No,
Good
and
afternoon.
according to HIPAA confidentiality laws, we can't discuss any medical conditions or medications that may or not be.
Agita is none of the above.
Agita is none of the
Agita,
above.
yeah, you
No.
lose a
What
lot
kind
of
of
weight
drug
with
is
Agita.
Agita?
You lose a lot of weight with Agita.
Mayo's going on a mini bagel diet, Mark. You
Yes,
convinced him that he needed to cut down a little bit.
I told him he's got to eat 3 a day.
And we're here.
Remember when you could eat a dozen, though? I don't know. Did you ever go
Only-
through like an
only if he
entire
eats
dozen?
minis, he could eat a dozen.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
That's 12 bites for Mayo.
Yeah,
You know that.
Oh, the Mayo Big Bite. I could down 2 of them in probably one sitting.
Yeah.
How are you? We're coming into the holidays, and I know you wanted to get us in here. I'm getting into the Thanksgiving spirit by ordering a turkey sandwich
For breakfast.
for breakfast because that's how I roll. At least I didn't put chopped liver on it this time,
Thank
right?
God.
Your tomatoes are just
The
beautiful.
tomatoes are fantastic.
How do you get
They're like
those?
bright
'Cause
red.
every other place I
can't
see
tell
that
you.
they're
Defo, but Defo knows all my secrets, right? Tell him.
Yeah, it seems like Vineland, New Jersey. They might have come from Vineland itself, right? The home of the great Jersey tomato.
I don't know.
He can't say.
Yeah. All sworn
Yes,
secrecy.
Goldberg knows everything.
Okay. So what's happening, Freed? It seems like the snowbirds are arriving.
They
It's
are.
getting more filled in here, more crowded at all days of the week, all hours of the day. Things are good.
Yeah. No complaints.
No
Here,
complaints.
ready to rock and roll.
What do we got going on? Like Thanksgiving Day, are you open all day
Well,
as usual?
least
We're
we're
probably
breakfast.
close like a little early. But
Okay.
We're open in the morning, same time. Everybody likes, it's a 2 eating day.
Yep.
So the first one, everybody eats breakfast, bagels, lox.
This
tuna
is what I
salad,
was
that.
saying.
And
Yeah.
you bring it home to the family.
Yep.
And then the next thing you know, the house smells like good turkey.
Good.
That's just and
Good ass
and you're
turkey.
starving by that by the time
No, that is.
and by the time they force me to slice the turkey, I'm full because you know me, I'm picking the turkey.
That's
as
a
we go.
veteran move. So it's not like you do any kind of turkey dinner specials during.
Clive will
the
do anything. As you want it, we do
Or
it.
if somebody
You know,
orders
he'll-
a
he'll
turkey
do-
sandwich for breakfast
Yeah, you
because
can
they
get a
want
turkey.
turkey before the turkey.
They have potatoes.
They'll
now.
do it
because they are a turkey.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
am a
exactly.
turkey.
So,
I'm
but
gonna.
we'll do all the like individual people, like per person. Like we'll put potatoes and mashed potatoes and string beans or whatever you want, and then a nice turkey sandwich or an open turkey.
Now it's
you
gonna be
know,
open face sandwich.
or an
right?
open totally without the bread, and you could have a nice turkey, plate.
Yep.
And so a lot of people last year bought like 4 of them for House of 4. Everybody was happy. They had side of like yams and
Nice. Oh, you did the whole
and
thing. Okay.
marshmallows. So we always have that coming out of the back. So it's there. So whatever you guys want, we
Well,
have.
and then the morning after, a lot of the time, people don't want to cook, but they
They're
want
back in,
breakfast.
and the next day after Thanksgiving is always busy because they come back in for the family.
Yep.
So the family's around for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's
so
great.
it's really nice, and everybody loves our bagels.
Black Friday, usual hours, back in the
So
back in
the
gear
holiday will, instead of closing at 4, we usually try to get out of here
by 2.
3, maybe 2. Give everybody my workers a chance to go home and have a turkey dinner. So
That's it's a wonderful thing. And again, if you're in the mood for turkey, I not many places do
It's a
turkey
nice
dinners throughout the year, but
That's a
this
nice
turkey
sandwich.
sandwich is one of my faves.
Yeah, it's a
Rye
moist.
bread
It's
is great.
moist. The turkey's always moist. It's the only one that don't get stuck in my throat. I told you that before.
That's
It's
it. Now,
good.
what do you do? Is this proper having some Russian dressing, Thousand Island on the
It's
side?
not really for Thanksgiving, but
But
you
not
know,
for Thanksgiving.
if
but
you
I'm-
bring
in
home
general.
Russian dressing for your family, I want to know what they got to say.
I grew up with always putting Russian dressing on a turkey sandwich. Mustard belongs on, the corned beef and the pastrami. Do people put mustard on turkey, or what do they do with their turkey?
I don't.
You don't pay attention.
I don't do that. I always, when I eat my turkey sandwich, I put a little bit of mayonnaise. Always.
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise would be the way to go.
But
I was gonna
Speaking of
Russian,
mayo.
Russian is a nice flavor. If you like the flavor of Russian,
Russian works.
I do also.
I grew
I
up
do
with
mayonnaise
the
and
little
like
pickle bits in it.
Goyish.
Oh,
I
and
guess,
speaking
Gentile.
before we get to Turkey Day, our friend Jim Sarney, who's totally insane, reminds me that tomorrow is National Pickle Day.
There you
So
go.
we got
They make nice
beautiful
they do nice
pickles on
pickles
the
here.
side with the sandwiches here, and I love.
And I don't like them like that. I'm going to get you a
I was
couple
gonna
of
say they're very
half-pound pickles,
green.
but they're going to come
I
whole.
know.
Okay,
And then we're going to see Mike Mayo bite the pickle.
I'll do a big bite of
What
a
do you
pickle.
think of that?
That could be.
I'd love to see that. Yeah,
I'll use
If he get down that whole
it sounds
pickle, I
sexy
wanna see
just
that
in and of
too.
itself. Yeah, it really does. Mike Mayo biting the pickle.
sour or half sour guy. What are you?
I'm a half sour guy.
I'm sour.
I
Now,
grew
let's
up
see, Let me
sour.
see if I can just turn around. And
True to form.
Yeah,
see if I
exactly.
get some service
Oh,
around
I
here.
get the first break.
I'm
It's
not
all good.
leaving you, don't
Okay,
worry.
good. Talk to me a little bit about beyond Thanksgiving, your holiday hours around Christmas and what you're doing. Hanukkah, I think, overlaps with
It's
Christmas
the end of
this year.
December this year. Yeah.
I mean, we
because
do a little bit for Hanukkah, but it's not really a big day for us,
Right.
for business wise. But
You do
8
latkes,
days.
right? You guys
Uh,
do potato latkes.
yeah,
and-
plenty of potato latkes. They're always
And
around.
matzo ball
Stuffed
soup.
cabbage, matzo ball soups.
Do you
and all
make
that.
Yep.
any of the, what is it, the soufflé, the
Well,
donuts?
Sufganyo.
I get in.
Sufganyo.
I get in the what are they?
The little
The donuts.
the
with
jelly donuts.
Yeah, jelly
Yeah,
donuts.
yeah,
I
yeah.
get those in. I get them in with the glaze, and I
Oh,
get 'em-
nice.
And they're big ones. I
The
get them.
big ones. Yeah.
I buy them though. I don't make
Okay.
them, but at least
Okay.
I have them. You don't have to run all over the place.
Yeah. The baked goods you guys get. We got the last time
The ruggler,
the babka, the chocolate babka
delicious.
was one of the best babkas I've ever had. And I
Yes.
know I guess you
I
don't
have,
do it
I
here.
have
but
one
you-
in my freezer, and I
fantastic.
snag a piece every once in a while at night.
It's
you know?
That's your
fantastic.
cheat,
It was
huh?
great.
that is.
Yeah, that's real good. I mean, it comes out of New York. It's a real famous.
It's like real
brand.
deal. Like
But
You know, it comes
why?
sliced, and it's just
it's nice.
so
I
Really
nice.
know it's good, but that's an out of store product. You're a Brugler here, among the finest that you
Amazing.
can find in the whole state of Florida.
Yeah, I love them also.
those Ruggies, those chocolate.
my
That's
God.
kind of like mini babkas.
We're
like
gonna have
the
those.
mini
We're gonna have
bagels.
those for dessert, so make sure you eat them.
Okay, we will do so. It's
Where are you, my man? You're not here.
He has to go do blood tests.
Oh, me?
he's getting weak from hunger. He's been fasting because. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't want this.
Yeah, no, I'm all in. I wanted to see Lubie's omelet. That's always one of my favorite aspects of
omelet
his
today.
breakfast.
I don't know
Wrap
what he's
today.
got today.
I want to wrap today because I love showcasing the things that people don't assume that they can get here. But it's a nice wrap. I throw a little spinach in there with my egg and my cheese and my sausage.
So what did they do? Toast your wrap? I mean,
Yeah, they like grill it. They
You grill the
like
wrap.
a panini. Yeah, it's really nice. And then grits. I saw a gentleman with grits. I didn't realize you guys had grits here, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool. You know, like
a lot of
again,
guys melt the cheese. You got the cheese. in it
I
too?
went
I
the
never heard of
unhealthy
that.
way. It's cheese grits. It's like a southern thing,
Right.
but
That's why I'm not.
you
from
don't
the
have to
South.
have the cheese. You can just get the grits, and you can go a little bit low calorie instead of eating potatoes. You know, like mayo with the fruit and
Yeah, I'm
Mayo,
trying to.
and
the white
how
breast
impressive
turkey.
is that? A bowl of fruit. But look, it's
Yeah,
never
it's
been
hidden over
But
here.
it's never been touched.
I've been
It's
touched.
a facade, Mark.
it's a facade.
Is it? I mean, it wouldn't be plastic because you're at Grandpa's, but in Mayo's household, believe me, that bowl of fruit all plastic.
I love fruit. I'm a very big proponent of
Plastic
fruits and
fruit.
vegetables.
He's got plastic apples on his table. All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
But the bagels are never plastic. They're always good.
His idea of eating fruit is getting a peach ice cream, something
exactly.
like that. Yeah.
So, so Defo, I mean, what is it like? What was the last piece of food that you ate? And was it the key lime pie at Fish Shack last night, or what?
Yes, it was. As a matter of fact,
And what time was
the
that?
swordfish show was great. They have hogfish there, which is among my favorites.
Fish shack is here?
But yeah, very very simple. I mean, it couldn't be any more ideal if you're just looking for simplicity and perfection in that regard. Yeah, so that was it. The key lime pie. Last thing I had was a bite of key lime pie.
And-
Should
and-
help the blood sugar immensely.
This shack is
Test.
now at Lighthouse Point on
Right, so
Federal
it's
Highway.
near Sicilian Oven. Correct?
Exactly.
Right in that same plaza.
I've never been there, but should I go
You
there?
should go there.
Absolutely, you would
Really, a
love it.
man of your, now that you're healthy and
Narrow.
narrow,
You are narrow. They do a lot of
They
fish.
have
Do a
really
great
good-
job of fish.
really
that's a
good
good
fresh
job.
Hog
fish.
fish.
Who do we know there for case it's hard to get in?
Mike is the proprietor, but he sold the place. He's still there as one of those deals. I don't know if you're going to go out this way, if you ever do, where you sell the place and then you stay on for like 5 years.
Period. Yeah.
But so he's still running the place. But remarkable. And they
Simple.
transitioned. They probably had room for about maybe 15 to 20 people tops in their own location. And now I think I saw the sign. It seats like 83.
Yeah,
They're
and
bigger
that's-
now.
And every seat is
Yeah,
taken
that
the
makes
entire
sense.
time.
Very
Yeah,
end of the where
I'm gonna
the
try that
shopping
because I like
plaza.
fish.
Hogfish.
Again,
Wahoo,
it's very-
mahi, mahi.
Hogfish is great, right?
And it's rare. It's hard to get hogfish.
Yeah,
You do a good job.
simple.
hogfish, hog.
Simple
yes.
and minimalistic. It's just no frills, but just great
They do a
fresh
really good
fish.
job.
They're also affiliated, same owners as Calypso in
Calypso's
Pompano
fantastic
Beach.
too. It's not
I don't
that
know
far
if you've
from
ever been there.
Calypso and where?
Calypso is in Pompano, a little bit further west on Cypress Road there.
I gotta write myself
I'll-
some
I'll-
notes.
I'll
This
send
guy
you a text.
Mayo.
I'll send you
Calypso's
these
really
This
things.
good.
guy Mayo's got
They
so
do,
much
like,
knowledge. It's
islands of-
unbelievable.
That, you know what?
Calypso, tremendous reputation. Everybody loves it.
Great, and it's healthier too as well. They do a lot.
I've
of
been
stuff.
called. I've been
It's a little
called.
fancier Calypso.
I've been called.
No,
Same?
they're like
The Calypso. Yeah, they're both kind of the same vibe.
low key,
Very
casual, but higher level, like good food,
good
quality
food,
food.
good fresh seafood.
Very
and,
similar to.
And you're right. I am a wealth of knowledge, and I've been starting to. Well, people call me many things, right, Defo?
You should see when he walks out the door what they call him.
But now, my friend Paul Castanovo, whose show I did this morning talking about sushi joints, he calls me the food guru of South Florida. That's one of the nicer things.
I think the gambling gourmet really fit you
Gambling
like a
gourmet
glove. Yeah,
is good.
Oh, I thought it was
That
the
was a good one.
Gallop.
Well, the
Well,
gallop.
that was an extrapolation of that because he was a degenerate gambler.
I don't gallop like a horse, but I bet like. Well, yesterday we went down in flames. Defo gave me a tip of a harness track in Massachusetts, something I've never heard of. Plain Ridge.
This is where it's located, Foxborough.
Oh my God! And we came in a fast closing second. Of course, we
The
didn't
horse
bet to
ran well,
place.
actually.
All we did was bet to win, 5-2. I love these tracks where the odds change 3 times after the race begins.
Yeah.
That's always on the level.
Well, I don't, that $20 that we put in probably swung the odds. The horse would have been 9-2 if we
it
didn't
went
put the
from
20 on him.
3-1 to 5-2, but there was an even money favorite that went right to the front, and he went all the way. I thought he was going to break stride at some point because.
Where'd this one come from?
Oh wait, let's get your mic back up there. There we
Where
go.
did this come from? Plain.
The tip actually came from probably the most successful Jewish harness trainer ever, Zuki Zuckerman, the famous Zuki Zuckerman,
Okay.
who told us the story about this horse and how he got screwed in his last race, and by a friend of his actually, and so was primed and ready to go to jog in at 5-2 or whatever price we got. Mayo will not let me live it down because I believe that's the 11th consecutive tip horse I've given him that has gone.
Well, 12's a
Sleeping
charm.
nowhere.
Be ready. Do me a favor. Next time you get one, just call me. We leave Mayo out. We win.
And then you'll win. Yeah,
And we'll win for fun. Yeah, maybe Mayo is the kiss of death. There's a pattern there, Mark. You're right. I used to have good luck with this guy.
0 for 11. He can't play baseball. He won't get paid.
Now, to your
Zuki
credit,
Zuckerman has never steered me wrong, literally. And this time he ends up
Mayo
second.
gets involved.
and he didn't even train the horse, so I didn't even understand the angle.
He owns the horse. That's what it is.
owns the horse. Or
Yeah.
He got out of the training game,
He
or
ran
there's
well.
he ran
Listen,
fine.
he
He
had
didn't
a
get blown out.
flying finish, but
It didn't get blown out.
Yeah.
Or anything. Like some of
sometimes
these second
those,
horses.
those things at the end, man, it just they want to
Yeah,
come
you
in
can't.
second. I swear.
I got to tell you a couple of things that drive me crazy. Harness racing drives me crazy because when they freaking break stride and you're hopelessly done right in the first quarter mile. I mean, it's like when
See, I love that if I don't have money on that horse.
yeah,
I like to see 4 of them break at the first turn. And then,
and you got the 50-1 shot
it's
running
like
alone. That's
exactly.
nice.
And then I hate betting on highlight because it's betting on human beings. And as much as we love Joey Kornblit, who watches the show sometime, the legendary
Still
highlight
can
star.
bet highlighto?
Huh?
Highlight still out there.
Well, highlight, they only have it now a few weeks a year, and they're actually going to be bringing it in at Dania. I call it Dania Highlight, still Casino at Dania, right down the road here. They are having it on Thanksgiving weekend, and they actually get a nice little crowd in there for their highlight matches. That I think they run it from either Black Friday until like Christmas time around then. And but I guess you just box your birthday numbers or something
Yeah,
like
whatever.
that.
I mean,
Just
whatever.
yell at people. Well, you actually liked betting on
You used to
highlight
love
back in the
highlight.
day.
Betting on highlight was always prohibitive, like it is on anything. But I really enjoyed watching it. That is a
Pretty
great
amazing,
game.
right?
I
Something
mean, played at the highest levels, and it was part of the sporting fabric here. Maybe a little before you arrived at the Sun Sentinel, but we used to go, and the crowds were 6, 7, 8,000 strong in a small fronton, and people were yelling and screaming. And you would see if you go to a baseball game, you might see one or two really great defensive plays a night. At highlight, you would see 2 or 3 remarkable things almost every game. So I thought it was a great sport from a viewing standpoint. Unfortunately, they kind of did themselves in when they had the players' strike, and it never really recovered after that.
Did you ever get to partake, like up in
I
Connecticut?
did play highlight
You
a couple
played.
of times. Yeah,
Yeah, you played.
media games. It's almost impossible to conceive of. Like you could be good at other sports, and the first time you try throwing a highlight ball, pelota, it's so dramatically different than anything else you've ever done.
They're
It,
very
it would take a
hard.
while to get it down for
If
sure.
it hits you in any part of the body,
Oh,
it will
you can
hurt.
get hurt
But
bad.
I was going to ask you, Free, because it used to be huge up in Connecticut. Did you ever go to any of the highlight
No.
fontans up
No,
there?
only time I ever went to highlight was right over here in Dania Beach.
Okay. And was
And
it
we used to say anything that wanted to come out of your mouth, and no, you never get in trouble. It was
Exactly.
unbelievable. The things that people said, those poor guys.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
a cathedral of free speech. That's the way I looked at it.
That's right.
and they were dollar beers. They were in plastic cups.
Yep.
That's
Dollar
all I
beers, and they had the simulcast going down there in the basement. It was really quite a trip.
It is un-PC and nobody, rated R to X. And basically HR is not there to cart anybody
No,
off.
not a highlight.
So,
They need everything they can get.
yeah, that's it. So let's take our first break, and then we'll kind of gather ourselves and maybe get
Get some half sour pickles out
half
here.
sour pickles for pickle day. And I
And,
wanted
and
to.
be ready. The Mayo show with the pickles is coming.
Oh God!
Let me ask you a question. I recently had a deli experience. It was a place where we got a Reuben sandwich, and they offered a pickle, and it was the driest little thing I've ever seen.
Shriveled
And
up
maybe that's a
pickle?
bad way to describe a pickle. It wasn't shriveled.
Sounds like a raisin
This was
pickle.
by design, but it had literally like no taste to it whatsoever. Right?
Micro pickle. We're not going to.
I can't imagine that this was served in any deli where they weren't getting bombarded with complaints.
No, I think a good pickle is essential to to a satisfying experience. But that's what some others have
We'll
said.
talk
Yeah.
about that at a later date.
You've been flirting around this for a while here, Mayo, with this
I'm
language.
becoming an X-rated show.
I'm
here.
out of my mind. I'm going to take another bite of this beautiful turkey
Cheers. We'll
sandwich.
see you in a little bit.
We're at Grandpa's. We'll
That should be a big bite.
the
no?
pickle will be the big bite. All right.
Early in the morning.
After
All right.
this. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that for the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. Freed has gone off to find.
Well, what happened, Mayo? You lost everybody.
We're looking for pickles. I'm here. He's looking for
It's
pickles.
National Pickle Day tomorrow, and he wants
There,
to.
there you go again, capitulating to Sarni's madness.
Well, today is National Pudding Day. I don't know if they have any rice pudding here.
Oh, they actually were advertising the rice pudding.
They do have rice
I
pudding.
like
So
a nice
pudding
rice
day,
pudding,
we might have
actually.
to get some
We
rice
have to do
pudding.
rice pudding.
Meanwhile, before Freed comes back, I want to put out the good word about a couple of options for Thanksgiving Day. After you come here and have your big, beautiful breakfast with the bagels and omelets and everything, for Turkey Day, you're either going to want to make your own turkey at home and have a feast, and that's where Delaware
Yeah, we saw yesterday what you
Chicken
can do.
and Seafood Market. We were there yesterday. They, again, same beautiful, fresh, farm-raised turkeys, but now they've packaged them in their own kind of
Yeah,
house
so people know
label.
they're theirs. Yeah.
And it makes it easier for it's all wrapped up already. It used to be all kind of like big naked birds. They'd have to put it in a plastic bag.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be very efficient and expedient there if you want to buy your birds. Again, get in your orders now. Give them a call. Go online, DelawareChicken.com. It's at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood. And the other option is picking up a already made turkey to go. The fried turkey packages at Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, where you can go in
That
and
was
pick it
fantastic.
up
We got to try it
on
last week.
Thanksgiving Day and then bring it home with all the fixings of fried turkey and some of those beautiful side dishes that we had last week. And then you just open it up, set your table, have friends and family over. Boom. It's easy. It's done. It's $270 for a beautiful meal
For
that
the entire
feeds
meal. Yeah.
8 to 10 people. And you can pick them up at 3 Batch locations, the one up in West Palm Beach, Delray Beach Marketplace, West Atlantic, and, of course, the Fort Lauderdale location, 525 North Federal Highway. Our friends Brandon and Kevin, and they just killing it.
Yep.
Another couple of rave reviews coming in
Yes,
on the
I love it.
Let's Eat group this
And
morning.
I love Kevin. Like when people just do the, where can you get Nashville chicken?
Yeah.
And Kevin's like, well,
That's it. And again, to order your turkey, pick up the fried turkey dinners, go to batchnewsouthernkitchen.com and just click on the button, place your order, pick it up Thanksgiving Day, easy peasy. All right, Defo. It's like you're far away, so I can't really properly taunt and tease you with eating in front of you, but
I don't mind it though. See, I can watch other people eat and not
Yeah,
get.
it's fine.
Oh, you see,
get
'cause
crazy. Yeah.
I get very hangry. This is something that
We're
Val
aware.
has learned.
we're aware.
That if even with my new medicine, that if I go for a while without food, like if I do a mini fast, I don't know how people do this.
You know what? Just by the accounts that we see on this show and on Let's Eat South Florida that you post, there is not a time that you go a long period of time without food. It chronologically would be impossible because
in my world, it's
me and I are amazed. We'll stuff our faces like we did yesterday at Delaware
That's
Chicken
all I eat
Farm
the
and
rest of
Seafood
the day.
Market. And normally, I actually told Mustang I didn't really want to go with her into one of my favorite places, the Fish Shack, because I really didn't feel like eating anymore that day.
Yep.
But I figured, all right, I'm not going to be eating in the morning, whenever. I'm going to have to stretch it out till about noon before I have another meal. So I'll eat something here. We split something.
yeah. For
But
me,
you, on the other hand, you will leave one of these sessions where we absolutely gorge ourselves to death, and then take to-go boxes and everything. You abscond without the to-go boxes. Leave that to
Usually it's a
Lubie and me.
box 'cause he
But
has
then
one
you will go have like 4 giant 7-course meals at different places after that.
For me, intermittent
How do you do
fasting
it?
means 1 hour of eating and then
Between the
1 hour
meals.
of not eating,
Yeah,
and then
intermittent fasting.
maybe
That's
an
what
hour
you've
of
been
playing
doing.
some
Really
cards,
intermittent.
video poker online, and then eating again. And then, sure enough, you have me pegged because after the show yesterday,
Oh, you really did.
I'm sure you went somewhere.
I
I
ate
didn't-
barely anything. the
I
rest of
didn't
the
eat
day.
that much, and then I just
Probably went right to the Hard Rock and tried one of their $150 buffets or whatever.
No. I
No?
actually went back home. I did some
Okay.
shopping, got home,
Nice.
and then I was like, you know what? It was like 3:30 or almost 4 o'clock. I made a little pasta, just a little
Oh,
bit of
Jesus.
spaghetti.
Of course, you had to be starving.
And then I had a little of that Haagen-Dazs that I was
That you were
totally
bitching about.
Wow.
eviscerating it on air, and then come home and I take like 4 bites
Of
of,
course you do.
What was the ice cream that Chip Namias mentioned? He has a great opinion on things, I
did not
believe.
see his.
Oh, I didn't see
comment.
You reacted to it, saying that
I
you were going to
did?
seek this stuff out. I believe it started with a J, some
Oh,
kind of
not-
oddball brand that I've
No,
never
there's
heard of.
Graders. Somebody was mentioning Graders in Ohio, but I didn't think that was Chip. I don't know what Chip mentioned with the
Okay,
J.
I'll have to go back and check it out. Yeah, he
Not
mentioned something.
Jenny's. Jenny's is one of those like light,
No, they do. That's the fake. Oh,
empty
Jesus. What is he
calorie
doing?
ones. Oh my God, he's got a platter of pickles. This man is.
Look
Okay.
at that.
Yeah, we all are looking at it. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
We got to take a picture of this and send it
I
to
will. I'll
Sarni.
take everything.
Meanwhile,
It's
all
a pickle pyramid.
Is going to get back in the game here. Get the headset on, in a nod to you and your diminishing body weight.
Waistline. Yeah.
I ditched the bread and I went full on lettuce wrap for the rest of my turkey sandwich with a little dipping the Russian
Perfect.
dressing. So first
or,
I'm gonna
or go to a half a slice. Take a quarter.
no
Take
no
one
I'm
of
gonna-
those.
yeah.
There you go.
Looks better on you.
No,
What would we do with this Mayo if he was thin, svelte?
We know
It was though. That's the funny part. Like I hadn't seen him for a few years. I believe there was a few year stretch where I hadn't seen him, and Lubie and I were doing a show at the Hard Rock. They were just announcing the new opening or whatever of the Hard Rock Live that they reconfigured. So we run into Mayo. We were trying to kill a lot of time, and we figured, all right, let's talk to Mike Mayo, Mr. Sports, and food critic, of course. And at first, we didn't recognize him.
did not recognize.
And then he's putting up these pictures from 10 years ago lately, and the kid was a stud back in the day, and that's the Mayo I remembered. And then he claims that it was a job. He actually is suing the Sun Sentinel in spite of his continued affiliation there, that they ruined his waistline
No lawsuits.
by making him the food critic.
I think I was entitled to combat pay because a lot of these meals were not easy on the body.
Yeah.
But again, when you saw me, that was at my peak weight of it was, I guess,
You were
fall.
way up there then, yeah.
I was in the 250s then. Now I'm in my 230s.
Oh,
Which is
okay, well, you're svelte.
not great.
That's good.
And,
Get you-
230. You're talking about the time of day. You're talking
No.
about
my high school weight was 155.
Oh, Jesus.
High school, we can discount.
155. You know,
Yeah.
I was born 155.
I was born at 1:55 p.m. But no, there
that's
you
the
go.
building.
There's it go. That's a nice
That's what's
building.
going across the
Okay.
street.
Oh,
look at that.
nice.
The
Oh,
man
that'll
is
be great
very
for you
happy
guys.
with nobody
You wanna
can
show
see
it
it,
to
but yeah.
Can you see that?
We'll
No,
post
there's
it.
no way.
I can't see it.
So here's what happened. Basically, and my wedding weight was 192, which was no great shakes, but at least I was, in the 100s.
Fighting weight 192.
Yeah, 192. For me, like when I get below like 185, I look like I'm sick or something like that. I'm one of these guys.
That's what
I'm kind
people
of
say when when a heavier guy loses
Use
weight.
too much
or
weight. Yes.
They tell you everything okay.
They think you're on the cancer
What
diet.
do you
They
ask?
really do.
eat. But no, I'm one of those. I have a kind of a wider,
A wider
thicker
frame,
frame.
yes.
And my optimal weight would be, I'd say 185. I wish I could get
I
back
think I was
there
4.
50 pounds over. Yeah. But maybe if I go on a pickle diet. Now, what do you want me to do? I'm not doing a Joey.
Pickles
Chestnut
have no
thing.
calories too, right?
They have a lot of
That's true.
sodium. The pickle issue
And
is
that will
sodium.
And I've
Salt.
got to go around and do things
But they
that
are good for you if
I
you're not
can't
worried about your
afford to
sodium.
get sick. But I'm going to. And this looks pornographic if I'm just going to start big biting pickles.
You're going to suck on a pickle?
Makes me
Lieutenant
look like, oh my
Jameson.
God, what are you saying?
This is a show first, Mark Freed. Mike Mayo sucking on a
I
pickle.
can't even watch this.
Yeah.
Go to your
Ridiculous.
right. I'm going to go to the left.
It's a food bloodbath here.
Thing is, I'm a
No, that
gagger.
looks fair. Just
Don't
bite
do
the
it. Just take
pickle.
the friggin' pickle.
This,
I
I,
can't
don't
do
want to be
one
on this
bite.
show with that.
You know what?
You have to do it, Mike.
Just eat.
Well,
Just take a
Your
regular.
audience is counting on
I
you.
don't need you.
I get to witness this on the screen here, which is kind of cool.
Thank God for you.
Because when I'm sitting there, I usually look away. Like you don't want to be the one that's staring at an
These are
accident
great
on the
pickles,
highway.
by the way.
They are. They are. They're
So,
delicious.
I'm getting brain freeze.
now
'cause
that
they're
you ate
Do we
one.
do
Now
them?
that you
Okay.
messed up the picture.
Do we
I'll
do
take
them
it.
in how? Like I don't want to.
Oh, I took a picture.
Where do we
Oh.
get? Where do we get the pickles? Are these yours?
You don't believe it if I tell you I grow them, right?
You could grow the cucumbers. I mean, it's possible. But
Now, are these sitting in a big barrel full of pickle juice? Or?
Everything comes in like those 5-gallon buckets.
You were around when you used to fish them out of the barrel. Remember, you'd go into a store and you'd have to, grab some tongs and fish out the pickle
Plastic
itself.
bag and throw them in.
Right.
But now they got to sit in the juice. If they don't sit in the juice,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I just saw them
These
in
are
my
good.
counter.
They are
If
so.
they're not in the juice, then they get dried out. They look
that's
like
what
the one that
Defo
he
was
was
talking
talking
Yep,
about.
That's what Defo was talking
They
about.
are crisp. They are
Beautiful.
cold. Why do they slice them here? I'd say just serve them whole. Well, I guess
You don't
cost
want to give a
containment.
whole pickle. You're not giving
Yeah.
a whole pickle to everybody.
Pickles
should-
have gotten damn expensive.
They're not cheap.
I may just change it right starting today, and I'm not promising because I got to get approvals, but I really don't. I may just give a whole pickle.
That's
Better.
a lot. I mean, because even when you give it like that, it feels like
Half
a
of them
decent
don't
amount.
even eat them.
No,
Well-
that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, you can. Like, people like my wife, whenever we get a sandwich and it comes to a pickle, we finish
Finish it
whatever
up.
they give us, but like not everyone's like that.
It's crunchy too. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
you-
Well,
you
it's
can
the
hear the
healthiest
crisp.
part of the meal.
I mean, it
It
is.
is.
It is.
if I came in
They're
and just
actually
ordered
good for you.
pickles
It's
and
just the
fruit,
sodium. That's all.
would you be shocked or?
Defo, you hear this one?
He does this all the time, man.
He's going to order pickles and fruit, and am I going to be surprised? I wanna
Mention
go
mention the keto diet to him.
Well,
That was we spent a year with his insufferable references to. Well, I can eat this, but I can't eat that. But I'm going to go ahead and
I'm
shovel
much
this in my case
happier.
anyway.
I'm
what
not-
happened to his keto diet? It went out, right?
Yeah.
If you starve my brain of carbs, you know what happens? I get beyond hangry. I get like, what's the combination of grumpy, grouchy, and
Insufferable, my friend.
A Mayo. There.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
it's
Mike Mayo.
worse than usual.
Do me a favor. Do that at the next job. Not
Exactly.
this
No,
one.
no,
he's-
I'm very.
I
happy.
like him just the
Look
way
at
he
me.
is.
I
He's
had a
very
little
satisfied
bread.
here.
I'm gonna have a little bagel with a schmear in a second because that's what.
So what are
is
you gonna
your-
eat,
your
that?
bread and butter. What? Well, no. I mean, if I ate a whole platter of pickles, though, it'd be.
No,
Maybe
it would not
I just
be.
brought this for show.
It
That's-
looks
No, they
gorgeous.
do nice pickles.
and you wouldn't believe the faces I got from
Yeah,
the
you're walking
people
around with
looking
a
at
freaking
where's
bag of
he going with these pickles.
That's
I'll tell him how to
It's like
order. I had an order to table 17 over here.
Yeah, exactly.
For a P. Diddy party or something like that. No, we won't go there. Let's talk about. Oh well, the people on Let's Eat South Florida. They're gonna go back to the days in delis in I guess in the old country in Brooklyn where they would put out a full pickle barrel.
That was
But
fun days.
Those were fun days, but again, it used to be a nickel pickle, and now I go out and I see the Bontempi jars at Publix are like $9 and
Jesus,
change. Did you
really?
see that, Defo?
Holy crap.
Where in public?
wow, that's pricey.
For Bontempi.
For Bontempi, and now
the
there's only
sours,
like
I guess.
there used to be like 10 in a jar. Now they're only like 6.
For 10.
So I'm paying like almost $1.50 a pickle.
Yeah, I
It's,
think we sell them by the quarts.
Yeah.
and I don't think it's nowhere near $9.
No, I
think they're
mean,
like $6.99,
Publix-
$7.99.
Big fan of the show. Rockin' Jake Jacobs, fine band leader and harmonica player. He makes his own pickles, and
Really?
yeah, he wanted to come on one day and talk about it. They're very good, by the way.
My
Sells
mother-
them
my
sometimes
mother-in-law
when he's
used
at
to make-
shows.
My mother-in-law used to make the sour tomatoes.
Yeah,
I like them in the days.
those are great too. Yeah,
When the frost was coming, she used to pick them before they got frozen and frostbit,
Okay.
and then she used to just do what she did to them, and they were great.
yeah.
our man Sheldon G, who gave us our last
The
winning
old
tip was.
days. The old days.
Our man Sheldon G is watching from Vegas, and he says this looks like a Vegas lounge act. What you're doing there, Mike Mayo? That you're like a freaking sword swallower here.
No, if I went Joey Chestnut and tried to down like 12 pickles.
Well, that's why I
in
brought
rapid
him. I had a
fire,
feeling he might get that. He may go that direction.
If I went that
Yeah.
direction.
What we need to challenge Mayo with is one of Sheldon G's favorites, and that is White Castle. I'm surprised you're not a big White Castle advocate.
Were you a White
Also-
Castle guy,
I like White Castle, but
what's
they
your
don't
record?
agree with
They
me
don't like me,
anymore.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't agree with me anymore. I could feel that all day if I eat that. If I eat one, I'm in trouble.
yeah. If I ate like more than
I went to a movie
Two
with
of
my
them.
kids one day, and we went to that movie. What's that with those two guys? And they went to
Oh, Harold and Kumar.
and then we went to see that. Then we went right to
You
the
had to go to White Castle.
to
after
White
that.
Castle, Man, that next day was an awful day for me. I can tell you that.
Sure.
Awful. But what was I going to do? I had
You
like,
gotta at least
6
have
kids
wine,
with
yeah.
me,
Oh,
and we're all eating with like Kumar over there.
Yeah. They hand you a pocket full of Imodium also when you leave with a box of 12.
I try not to remember that.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there were some frozen White Castle products.
Either.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there were some frozen White Castle products in Mayo's refrigerator, much like there is with Skyline Chili.
No, I do not have it. Although I gotta be honest, my mother, rest in peace, in her final years, she really liked the White Castle burgers frozen.
My
We would
parents
get them
usually keep
frozen, and
burgers
I would
in
give
their
her
house,
2
yeah.
for lunch, and she loved them, and it didn't cause her any ill effects. I guess she was at the point
made it
where
different
Better
herself.
off finding the Nathan's French fries
yeah,
in the
Nathan's-
freezer somewhere.
That's always a good thing. Have you ever considered going to the big, thick, crinkle cut fries here? Or
No,
no. Okay.
because I happen to love my French fries.
Okay.
No, you
Oh,
got
you love
great
your
fries.
French fries here.
I love what I sell. It has that crunchiness to them, and I mean, I eat French fries every once in a while, and I see some of the places what they cook. They buy the cheapest box there is, and you know what? These are not, and
You
they're,
pride
and they're worth
yourself-
it.
You pride yourself on your potatoes because the hash
These are
browns
fantastic.
and the
Home
these
fries
are
and the
home
hash-
fries.
You got to do what you
And
got
the
to do to
hash
give the
browns.
best.
Yeah, you do a nice job.
And this is good.
Give a
And you
nice
ask for
portion.
them well done. They come out nice and crispy.
Yep.
Are we making you hungry yet, Defo, or are you still okay?
No, I'm just biding my time here, waiting to get to Imperial Point Hospital, check in, hope it goes quickly, and I'm come back and stuff my face.
Thought he
I
was
still have a lot of the leftover pizza from Pete's. That was
Peter's
fantastic.
Pizza. That's
Peter's
you're
Pizza,
looking
yeah.
for good New
I
York
know
style.
Peter.
You know Peter Izzo. He's up in Boca, and he's going to be down.
He's
in,
on Palmetto.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know
Palmetto
him?
Park.
I know
Met him?
Peter very
Yes.
well.
Oh,
Well,
nice.
we did a
He's
show
moving
with him
one closer
Monday.
to you. He's
And
putting
where's he
one in
moving?
Fort Lauderdale.
Well, he's
Pompano Beach.
not moving. Opening
He's opening a second one.
bigger.
I heard
location.
it from Peter a while ago.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been a pain in the ass.
It's on.
It's
It's
right
finally
by
gonna
LA
open.
Fitness, the one over
Yes.
there.
Exactly.
Good job.
On North Federal Highway 1166.
I like Peter. Peter was on the
He's on the Bachelorette.
Bachelorette.
He
He
didn't
didn't
want
want
us
to
discussing
talk
that.
about.
He
that.
couldn't. He couldn't tell you who was going to win and lose.
No,
Oh,
be-
it's still
But
on
he was
now?
he was the villain.
He was the
Oh, he
villain,
was
but it
the
was on a
villain.
previous season. He didn't want to talk about it because he wants to be known for his pizza and not his good looks. But they made him into like the heel, and they showed him in
I
an
could see him doing it,
unflattering
though.
light. I guess
I could see
kind
him
of the
doing
same way with our buddy Frank Talrico up at Ocean Manor.
Stupid show.
You know,
yeah.
these reality shows, they're not real. I mean, they
No,
call
not
them
even
reality,
close.
but the producers. But Peter said before the show, I don't want to talk about it. So I honored his request for a change.
You
But
don't
Did
need
you
to. The pizza was great.
you did a show with Peter?
we did
Yesterday,
it on
we
Monday.
were at his new
because
place in Pompano.
a sneak peek because the new shop is opening November 20th. And
Sweet.
it was really good pizza. I like what he's doing.
It's legit.
Peter can make a pizza.
You
It's
can
really
make a
good.
pizza. You can make a calzone too, right? As Jersey Kyle said.
The spinach calzone comes highly recommended by our buddy Jersey Kyle. And I have to compliment you, Mike Mayo, for showing amazing restraint, because normally when somebody tells you, your old reporter instincts come into play. When somebody tells you, hey, please don't ask me about this, or that would be your first question.
Right. But when I'm trying to sign him up as a new sponsor, that I've learned a couple of things.
So he's known. He's known.
Finally,
for loose lips.
finally, a little discretion,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Oh my!
No, I keep all my sources confidential, and you could, it's in the vault. Everything's in the
There
vault.
you go.
But it's
Yeah,
all,
And
Mr.
the vault grew, so you
Yeah,
got
Mr.
more room.
Mr. Vault. Yeah, there's a lot.
He
it's a
sells
bigger
vault space.
it's
bigger
under
vault.
lock and key. Hey, let's take our second break, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up this edition with more pickles, potatoes,
I'm gonna go get the sours.
and
How come Lubie hasn't had one of the pickles?
I'm
Have you
eating
tried?
half of one.
He's got
I
one.
can
Half
only
of one.
eat a lot
Mine's
today.
gone. Look, my
I've eaten a
pickle's
lot
gone.
today. I can
All
only
right.
eat so much.
National
This
Pickle
wrap is
Day
huge.
tomorrow, and pudding day is today. You got rice pudding?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe bring out some rice
I'll
pudding.
bring
for
out. That's a
pudding
new
day.
item, and it sells
I saw
out
you guys
fast.
advertising.
I
You
love a good
love
rice
rice
pudding.
It sells fast.
It's got the cinnamon on top and all that.
if you want,
Yeah, I think
I'll even
He's
put
like-
a cinnamon stick and watch it chew it.
He's like, you want to keep adding stuff to this stuff.
Mayo will start chewing cinnamon sticks now.
Just bring one of everything, Mark. Next time he comes.
All right, we'll be back
All right,
with
as the pickles leave.
who knows what. Pudding, pickles.
See you a little bit, Defo.
After these words. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the
Hey, Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks, just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell. All right, we're back on the Lunchbox. It's pickle day tomorrow, pudding day today. Creed has gone off in search of rice pudding, perhaps. And Defo, so when was this last bite of food taken? Was it about 8 o'clock last night, or are you on?
Right around there. Yes, 8 o'clock.
So we're over 12 hours, if my math
It just has
is
to be
correct.
12 hours, right? Like it doesn't have to be
No,
24.
it's more. It's 12 plus 3. We're almost 15 hours. You're almost at a Yom Kippur type fast here.
Oh, really? You know what? I have a routine in the morning that I'm so accustomed to that.
I want to hear it. What's the usual?
Well, I mean, we wake up early because Lubie and I are on at 8 o'clock, so I'm up about 6:30, and then I putz around a little bit, getting ready in terms of getting cleaned up.
You read your New York Post in the library, right?
Post on the throne, although the delivery has been very spotty lately, so I've been somewhat irritated by that. But I ended up reading yesterday's Post the next day, so it's really like 3 days behind. I didn't even know Trump got elected until
If
I
only
woke up this morning, and they were big advocates for that.
If only you could still bet the games and the horses.
Exactly.
That
Oh,
were
that'd be
in
nice, yeah.
yesterday's Post today.
Well, that was the old Twilight Zone episode, my all-time
Yeah.
favorite, when
Yeah,
the
that's
racetrack guy was getting tomorrow's paper.
yes.
And so all of a sudden he went from being a complete loser and a bust out, and he's winning every day. And then all of his friends are naturally hanging around because he's giving out winners to every race, unlike me, with the tips I've given you. And then he disappears for a while, and everybody's wondering what happened to him. And they show a shot of the track apron. Only Sterling could come up with this. I'm thinking John Sterling and the Yankee announcer, Rod Sterling. So everybody's wondering what happened to the guy, and then a newspaper blows open, and on the track apron, it turns to the obituary column, and there's that guy's name. So he ended up discovering his own death in advance,
Right.
and it was kind of an oddball ending, but. No, it's
Sterling. Was Sterling a Syracuse guy?
Yes.
yeah, Rod Serling, of course, and he actually was an ambassador for one of the best beers I've ever tasted, which is relatively obscure, Genesee Cream Ale.
Oh, yeah, I love Genesee Cream. It's the
It's
first
a
one I got
tremendous
at Boy
beer
Scout camp
product out of
out of
upstate New York.
Rochester, New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenny Cream.
I make the same breakfast every day. Creature of habit with that. I have the
Wait, Jenny Cream? No.
the well, I wouldn't mind drinking a
that exists.
Budweiser there, but
It still exists in upstate New
I
York.
have an egg over easy with a slice of ham and cheese that I go ahead and
Protein.
fry right on there, and then I put that on a multi-grain light English muffin,
Okay.
and that's it. That's my breakfast.
So it's kind of a homemade Egg
That's how
McMuffin.
many-
kind of an extrapolation on the Egg McMuffin. The
sounds
Canadian bacon is not there. The
It's probably better for you.
English muffin is better in this fashion, I guess. The multi-grain light as opposed to just a regular one. And always wait till they're BOGO, though at Publix. Otherwise, do
Yep.
without.
Yep.
And that's it. Every day, cup of coffee and water.
And that's usually at about, what, 7 a.m. or so? Or-
Get into that about 7:15, and then wait for the lunchbox for my next giant meal.
I want you to take note of what I am eating
He's
right
eating
now.
fruit. You're
I've
eating
been
the fruit.
eating my fruit like a good boy.
You've been eating your fruit.
Um,
You're doing salad.
Yeah, but you've eaten everything
No,
else.
not my diet. Come on, you just asked for my diet.
You know what's missing though? You guys really missed out. I don't know how Mark could let you leave the place without at least sampling one of their delicious knishes, which are top notch anywhere in
We've had a
South
lot.
Florida.
That's why we need you
We
here.
need you.
Yeah.
You're the
That's
Knish
your
man.
job as the
That
connection.
potato knish is calling my name, Mike Mayo. I can tell you
He
that.
is the master of the potatoes, whether
Knish,
it's the
they're amazing.
hash browns, home fries,
They do a great
French
job with
fries,
knish.
or
It does kash also. Do you do a spinach
No,
knish?
I'm good.
Spinach?
You want a knish?
I don't need a knish.
Do you do a spinach? You don't do it. Do you do a
Do
spinach?
you do a spinach knish?
Oh, interesting. They do a
Yeah.
spinach and feta. That's a.
There you go.
I'm a kasha guy. I like the kasha.
I'm
I
a
like
big
the potato.
kasha.
You
I'm a
never
potato guy.
find kasha anymore.
Traditionalist.
Yeah.
Potato knish,
Yep.
kasha knish. I do like your hot dog knish, and my mom
The hot dog
loved
knish
those,
is solid.
too.
Actually, that's
That's a
solid.
combo of potato and the
That
hot
reminds
dogs.
me. I'm going to tell him to make some.
Make some
Don't tell him he's
nice.
got no hot dogs. I
Those
know.
are
They,
nice.
they sell out during the holidays. But my sister-in-law Tracy, who's from Tennessee, she's a Southern girl. She loves your spinach and feta knishes. Those are really good.
Yeah, man,
But I'm like you. I'm a kasha guy. I love those kasha
I love
vanishkas
kasha.
for the Jewish
Ooh.
holidays.
Delicious.
It was so good with all those like
You do it with the
sauteed onions.
onions
briskets.
in it.
Oof, with some brisket or something.
That
That's nice.
was so good. And kasha is good for you.
Well, we got brisket for this holiday too. Anyone who don't like turkey.
There you
Your
go.
brisket's fantastic. You guys do a great
It's a
job
nice
with brisket.
brisket.
The
The
It's
gravy,
so
gravy's
good.
nice, and I like the au jus juice.
the gravy is amazing.
Clive, the way he slices it so thin,
That's nice.
it's not fatty.
And it's not like your grandmother made.
it's so delicious. It's really good.
My grandmother butchered brisket.
All right, so
I
I
gotta
never,
rest her
I never
soul.
forget my
Gotta
friend went
rest her
to we went to one of those holidays, and his mother burnt the brisket, and everybody was having trouble chewing
Yeah,
it.
it's so
And I'll
rough.
tell you what, he was so rough on his mother. I wanted to strangle him.
Oh
And
no,
if-
we
And if he sees this show, you'll know who I'm talking about.
we sung her praises, but we would say, "Yeah, that brisket, grandma."
She's still alive. She's like 94.
Oh, Jesus, good for her.
that's it. I'm just kind of in a nice food reverie here.
There you go.
Was any pudding on the way? Or
Oh shoot!
Oh Jesus, Mayo, you're amazing. You're unbelievable. You're just
well, it's pudding day.
we're
And
just saying all
Sarni-
this stuff about not
Sarni
getting more
will-
food. And you're like, anyway, so where's the
I'm eating
pudding?
my fruit and I'm dreaming of rice pudding.
You're so-
Hey, this gives me a chance to talk about our friends at Visit Lauderdale Food and Wine Festival. Defo, I know you're stoked. It's going to be a great time, and you enjoy many of the events because they're not too overwhelmingly crowded.
No,
right?
it's great.
Phil and Kate, they do it right.
It's such a good job.
They've revolutionized the food and wine festival concept. They really have.
Pricing, right size crowds.
Yep.
It's all a beautiful thing if you're into the food scene. And it is going to be coming up right after the holidays, January 13th through the 19th, all over town, starting with some of those intimate dinners. And then you could go right into some of the bigger events, cocktail competition on Wednesday night at the rooftop at 1 West Los Olas, the TRP Taste People.
Yeah,
Tim
that was-
Petrillo.
we
We're
were
going to be
there
doing
last
a
year.
show over at S3, which is one of the
Oh, we were there last year.
TRP
Yeah, that was cool.
restaurants with their new sushi chef,
Oh,
a guy
nice.
named Ped, because they're doing a omakase dinner
Oh, really?
for the
Oh, wow.
food festival. And I believe that omakase dinner is going to be the same night as the Asian walk and roll.
So that's what the Thursday.
Thursday night. But then, of course, we've got the barbecue battle. I know Defo loves coming to the
That's
barbecue.
great. This year, I'm really stoked because it's
Terrific job.
and there was nothing wrong with that. The hotel was cool, but it did feel a little cramped. It's cool that it's going to
constrained.
be
And again,
open. They're going to have the smokers out. Like that's really fun.
the competitors have to do all their smoking and then bring it in, and then you never know how it would sit.
And I
for
feel
a
like they were
while.
holding back. I feel like they would have done a lot more if they could have.
This year, for the first time, it's going to be at a park that's like right on the Intracoastal in Las Olas.
That's great.
And people are going to be setting up the competitors, all their live fire smokers, all that stuff are going to be going like all day, all night long.
Yeah.
That's going to be quite the sight and quite the taste. So go online to vlfoodwine.com. Get your tickets now. Of course, the Grand Tasting Saturday, the new brunch event on Sunday, also the free Family Day event later on Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a great time. vlfoodwine.com. Get your tickets now. All right. I'm trying to think. So what did you have last night? You had swordfish at...
Split a swordfish platter with the Mustang. It was
Nice.
great. Comes with 2 sides. We each got a Caesar salad.
Nice.
Even
Look
though
at that.
we were splitting it, I
a
ended
little
up with a
whipped
full meal.
cream on top. Wait, hold on a second.
I'm not taking
show it.
your pudding. The
Don't take
pudding's
my
yours. You
pudding.
can enjoy the pudding.
Just started making this.
Wait, put it on the mic.
Yeah, tell us, because I saw it on your
the people.
board coming in, actually, when he asked about pudding. I'm like, they actually do a rice pudding.
Okay,
now.
here we go. I'm going to take
It's
a
a pretty good
picture of-
seller for a dessert. It's light.
No, but it's nice.
And I, it's one
I
of
love
those
rice.
items that I never liked growing up, but as I've grown older and my tastes have become, I don't know if they've become more refined or just wider in terms of I'll eat anything. But I love a good rice pudding now.
Yep.
Defo, are you a rice pudding guy?
I do like it. I had a similar experience as you. I
Oh,
didn't really
wow.
care for it at first, and then I
It's
came
nice.
to really
It's a
like
nice
it.
item.
That is really
And
good.
that was the same thing because my dad always loved it. I'm like, it's freaking cold rice, Dad. Like, why would you want to eat cold rice? And then as you got older, you try. You're like, oh, you're an idiot. That was great.
I'm a big fan of cinnamon.
yeah.
Cinnamon on anything is
No,
usually
the,
good for
the
me.
cinnamon is dusted on
Wow.
top here. It's kind of like this crunchy topping. Not crunchy. It's just
No.
a little bit
It's another
more
flavor. It's
set.
really nice.
And
Sweet. It's nice.
It's
good
not
finish.
overwhelming.
good job.
It's really good.
Thank you, Freed.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you.
We'll
for
have
doing
a brand new one out tomorrow.
Mm.
that. Nice.
Jim Sarni, I hope you're happy.
Yeah, he got you.
He reminded me of all the food days. He also sent me these stupid Wallet Hub surveys. I can't stand it. Have you ever seen these things? There's some group that puts together these bogus surveys and rankings and listings, and they come up with the top food cities in America or top sports cities. He sent me something today about like the top food and sports cities where you could also watch women's volleyball. And Miami ranked number 6.
Well, there you
And
go.
I was like, stop. I used to think Sarni was coming at me
Is
in
that
good
beach
faith.
volleyball?
I
Could
don't
be
know.
beach volleyball.
That would make
Have you ever
sense.
seen
a little
it
bit.
down on Fort Lauderdale Beach? They sometimes have these big beach
They
volleyball
have
pro
tournaments.
events.
Yeah.
I'm gotta say, it's a.
I just came back from one 2 weeks ago. I went to Huntington Beach,
Oh, California.
and
Oh, that's like home.
my friend, one of my best friends, his daughter plays for Boise State.
Oh, shoot.
She's only 5'6", and it's beach volleyball. So they
volleyball.
choose. There had to be 100, maybe 50 schools,
Jesus.
and the tops in the country.
Yeah.
I know. I could look at some of those players and tell you they'll be in the Olympics
Yeah.
in 4 years.
Well,
No,
Huntington Beach
and-
is big time.
and they wear bikinis, right? During the
Yes, they're
competition.
I wouldn't. I didn't notice.
You didn't pay attention. You're not allowed to say.
No, my wife watches the show once in a while.
I remember the
I
first
gotta watch what
time
I say.
that beach volleyball was an Olympic sport was at the 1996 games in Atlanta, and for the whole Tribune company, we had like a networking of papers, and the Sun Sentinel was is still part of the Tribune company. But I got assigned to beach volleyball, and it was at this little like
I'm sure.
stadium out of the way in the suburbs. It had nowhere near a beach or a body of water, but the venue was nice, and just I remember all these Olympic athletes.
Well, I think
in
Kurt
the-
Karai was still doing volleyball then.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the men.
Oh.
I was doing more of the women's. Well, no, I was.
Gabrielle Reese was probably doing it then.
There was a lot of. It was a very fine event to cover. Let's just.
And I'll tell you what, there had to be 100 courts where I was.
Yeah.
Jeez, really?
It was so many schools, and like every school had like 5 teams. So if there were 50, there had to be 250 actual two-person
Oh, my God.
teams.
We
It was
get into
unbelievable.
Man, that's a good workout.
But they got
Nah,
they got
beach volleyball
talent.
was ridiculous.
We were running around in the
I don't know how
sand.
they get up. I need a rope toe to get up.
Defo, on your walks of life, do you ever do a stretch that's in the sand, and I guess like do a half mile of walking on the actual?
No, that got waved off many years ago when
Okay.
had a torn meniscus as a result of walking on the beach. So no sand for me.
Okay, and no beach
Sand is
volleyball,
tough.
I would imagine either.
I love beach volleyball. It's a great game. I always
You know-
enjoyed watching it. I'm not very good at playing it, but it's a lot more difficult than it appears to be. That's a
absolutely,
certainty.
Yes.
Defo, it sounds to me you're a little bit of an athlete in your days.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was
Yeah, no, I was into being a jock for
Play
sure.
college baseball.
As opposed to
for you.
me, I was really good at
Eating and
pickle
watching.
eating.
It's hard to picture Mayo as a fleet-footed
Mayo
second
flew in
baseman.
air, he flew air balloons.
I don't think he was given the double head fake to Dr. J when he was 16.
So anyway, Sarni usually is coming in good faith. Now I think he's just trying to trigger me because every
He
time he
100%
sends
is.
me one of these, they compared
Pittsburgh,
400
right?
cities across more than 50 key metrics related to the 5 largest
The other ones are
sports
fine, but Pittsburgh.
in the U.S. football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and hockey, and the best large sports towns. L.A. number 1. Are you kidding me? Boston 2, Pittsburgh 3,
Yeah, but where
New
do you
York
get
4. What do you? This is
That's just
bogus.
Well, you're the one falling
the
for it.
top sports towns in America. Don't tell me which sports they are.
It's not Pittsburgh.
New York, Boston, Philly. I mean, those fan bases
probably
are
Chicago.
rabid.
LA too, and Chicago. got
LA is
basketball.
not a rabid fan base. They're all
They
stuck-
support their stuff,
Well-
even if they're laissez-faire. They support it.
I landed in LA. I was not impressed with the airport. I'll
Oh,
tell
no,
you
they
that.
LA airports.
LAX. The
Oh,
only good
no,
thing
it's
about
not.
LAX, it's right next to the In-N-Out.
They used to have
burger.
In-N-Out. That's why I like LA. That's literally the positive about it.
That's it. All right. Any parting thoughts, Mark Freed, before we?
No, everybody
break.
have a great holiday. It's coming up. So if you need anything, we're here. And if not, have a great holiday.
See your man Clive. Come on in with the family. Great omelets, and now you've got all the Benedicts. I see you got a corned beef Benedict.
Oh,
going
nice.
now.
Yeah, it's
I
a
want
good
to try that
item.
next
People
time.
like that.
Yeah,
You
I'll
know,
try
every
that
once
next
in a while, you got to shake it up.
Yep. My
They
wife's
got
big on
that.
doing that.
Got rice pudding. Look at Mayo go.
Beautiful rice pudding. I could big bite. I could just like
No,
shovel it in
don't do
one
that.
bite. I don't want
No,
to do that.
no,
I could
no.
eat it
That'd be gross.
without utensils and maybe
Yeah,
go
don't do
face
that
down.
either.
I don't want to do that.
No.
I have too much respect
No.
for you.
No.
Good, thank God.
The man who
You respect
delivered
for
me
him and not us.
You look like my
85.
10-month-old
pickles.
grandson.
How's he doing, by the way?
He's
Everything's
good.
You're gonna
He's
go
all
see
good.
him?
Joyce
for-
just came back. I'll go in another few weeks.
All
And
right.
then it gets cold there. I don't like to go to cold. But my
Okay.
daughter's coming with the baby.
Nice.
December 14th to the 28th. I get
Nice.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's amazing. For
So
Grampa.
I'm going to put an apron on him. I'm going to make him work.
There you go.
It'll be 11 months. It'll be his
be
birthday,
ready.
the 21st
Oh, mazel
of
tov.
December.
Oh wow, that's awesome! And we're going to be in here before Hanukkah in December. We'll figure out a date, and it looks like, according to my calendar, that Hanukkah starts
It's like right around Christmas.
Christmas Day. Like I think it
Yeah, it
starts,
starts on Christmas Day, I think.
the
Wow.
25th,
yeah.
on the evening of the 25th. So we're going to get menorahs
We'll get some
and
crossover.
Christmas tree crossover. That's always
Start
a fun
dressing
time.
it up.
Yeah,
There you go.
and it's all good. All right, so
All right, I'm out of here.
Grandpa's,
We'll take our
guys,
last break.
everybody,
you know where it
happy
is,
holidays.
South
You're the
Federal
best.
Highway.
Defo, I hope to see you the
Dania
next visit.
Beach.
Next time I'm there.
I got the Kanish waiting.
It's tough for me to make the 10:30 post because I do stuff until 10 o'clock here. So
All right, so for
that's
you,
the
you
only
let me know.
that's the only drawback.
I'll move
We'll
it
move
back.
it to lunchtime one time.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's power. my
How's
friend.
12 o'clock?
12
That's
is good.
perfect. Yeah.
That
12 is
works?
good.
All right, I
We could do
promise.
that.
We'll
All right,
book
next
12
month
o'clock.
at noon
All right.
at
All right,
Grandpa's. All right, everybody. Thanks to Freed. Thanks to Lubie.
And our last
we'll see
break
everybody
right here.
Oh, we do have one more break.
We do.
Okay, we'll talk.
I'm going to get out of here, Mike
right, we'll
Mayo.
see you,
I got to
Dave.
hit the hospital there.
All right, we'll see you guys.
All right,
Back
very
after
good.
this.
When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and reservations. Tell them. We are kibitzing with some of the customers here at Grandpa's, New Yorkers raving about the breakfast and the bagels.
Yeah, I love when you get a real New Yorker to come here and eat breakfast. That,
they say,
speaks volumes.
Where have you been all my life? Because
Exactly.
these are real bagels, and they're baked in-house, fresh, every day. And I had my almost, half of the mini one, and it's definitely a treat. I love them. This was a treat.
Fantastic.
Always good to see Freed. Defo has gone off for his blood work to end his intermittent fast. He was pretty good. I would be very crappy if I was 15 hours without any food. And but me, it's only going to be 3 hours between shows where we're going to be eating again. We're going out to Burton's. That's at 1003 South University Drive.
Sunrise, Davie area. We're going to be there at 3:30.
3:30 to 4:30. I don't know if they have happy hour starting at 4, but come on out and say hi. I'm going to be eating some of the key lime pie. They have this General Tso's cauliflower that's really good.
I want to try this freaking grilled cheese because you guys are talking about this grilled cheese.
It's really good. It's on this. It's not, I don't know if it's Texas toast, but it's kind of like a thicker cut bread.
Nice.
And they kind of griddle it properly with the kind of like butter on the outside, a nice short rib with a gooey cheese in the center. That's at Burton's.
I'm stoked.
Really good. We'll be talking with the general manager and the chef, executive chef at the new location in Plantation later today. So that's always going to be fun. A couple of other notes. Tropical Acres. We haven't been mentioning it with Thanksgiving because they're fully booked for Thanksgiving. But you could go all the other days, except Sundays when they're closed. But fantastic. I sent a friend over there for the first time, one of my poker buddies. I think he had the Twin Lobster special. He was raving about everything. We've also got, they've opened for Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. You can make your reservations now, so before it gets filled up for those holidays, because it will. That's what Tropical Acres
making a
is all
reservation helps. When we went last Monday, you don't need a reservation, and people were getting seated, but they were not happy when we had a reservation. We waited 5 minutes and we went and sat down.
Right.
So
and
making a reservation definitely helps out there.
It's peak season now.
They're
and
getting
every day of the
packed
week, especially with their great happy hour from 4:30 to 6:30 in the bar. People show up at the bar.
Well,
they have a half price drink.
The half, if you go on a Monday or Tuesday, people are very aware. Every table had a bottle of wine and had a lobster special. So, and again, that ends, I guess, next week. But
the Twin Lobster last day, November 22nd, the week before Thanksgiving. We're going to be in there for one of our iconic eateries of South Florida edition with our man Andy from Transworld Business Advisors. That's going to be Monday. We're going to sit down again with Jack and Sons, Studiales, and that's going to be a great time. So get on to Tropical Acres soon. And talking about top-notch cuisine, of course, Casa D'Angelo, 3 locations, Boca, Aventura, and the Federal Highway in Fort Lauderdale flagship
Mainstay.
location. They have a bunch of these great white truffle dinners coming up. For those who are into the finest things in life, that dinner is spectacular. I've been one year, and again, everything they do is just first class all the way. Go online to casadangelo.com. There's some hyphens between the Casa
I have it on the
and
screen.
Alangelo.
It's there.
Make your reservations now for any day, holiday. Of course, all kinds of. They're available for the holiday dinners and private events. They have private rooms. Casa D'Angelo is fantastic. Hoping to get in there to do a show.
That'd be nice.
And talking about schnoring, if I could get him to come out with a
I'll get
couple
the
of white
truffle.
truffles and just start shaving in on
can.
everything, including I'm just going to sit here with my mouth like.
The onslaught he brought the last time when he brought every dish they had at the breakfast bar at the
I'm really
the cafe
shameless.
shop.
I'm totally shameless.
That's an understatement, to be
But
brutally
that's
honest.
it. But I am loving life.
We're very happy, and we appreciate
And
everyone who's with us. and
Everybody's
we'll
with
see you
us
at 3:30.
now. And again, come on into Grandpa's for throughout the holiday season and the peak snowbird season. You cannot find a finer bagel or breakfast.
They do great lunches with people
Lunch.
getting burgers, the Reubens.
Matzo ball soup. Totally
It's
solid.
fantastic. No, it's great.
Really good stuff. All right. Thanks to Freed. Thanks to Defo. Thanks to Lubie. Thanks to all you out there. We'll see you later today at Burton's. Enjoy every sandwich.